It's general fund at the top. It's headed general fund. Looks like this. Our biggest concern is at the middle of the page, traffic camera revenue. When the budget was put together for estimated revenues and the monies that we had, the information that we had at that time, that the city had at that time, was that we were going to be getting just shy of about $100,000 a month. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet, and the city's at about $57,000. So halfway through the year, you should be, if you estimate 950, you should be at about 475. We're not getting the money. But I do know that the administration has set up a meeting with the traffic camera company for this month to look into this. But as you can see, that's a huge revenue source. If that revenue isn't hitting the books, appropriations have to be knocked down. So we are going to need to look at our amended certificate here pretty soon, if not immediately, and say, hey, we need to bump it down.
Could someone help us understand in the commission, because I don't, how that works as far as from, you know, somebody getting zinged with the traffic camera fine, where the money goes, and the trail? Does anybody can speak to that?
I can't. I don't know if Mayor or somebody, I don't know if anybody can help us out as to how that works.
That may be an issue right there that we need to understand more about that, because maybe there's something in our lack of understanding that prompted us to arrive at revenue estimates that were just maybe likely. I don't know. I mean, you expect a certain amount of revenue on that stuff anyway. I don't know how you, but that's such a difference. And
Typically,
correct if I'm wrong.
the typical framework for it is that the infraction is captured. It's reviewed by a human being to determine if it's an actual infraction. The notice of violation is mailed out to the owner of the vehicle, and the owner of the vehicle then pays the fine. The fine is collected by the traffic camera company. And there is a split done 60-40, and the revenue is forwarded to the city from the traffic company. That is a change in the method of collection, because prior to 2010 there were several discrepancies. So we switched the method of collection.
Okay. And Madam Chair, the monies there was, when he was talking about this, they get their monies off the top, and they're paying. I think we're paying off some monies that we owe to the traffic cam before the city gets it. So you're going to get less. So I think we need, like you say, we need to reevaluate that and how it's coming out, and how it's going to go into.
And we can, you know, I just gave you the framework.
Right.
We'll provide details about it at the next commission meeting, or sooner to the
That'd be great.
financial supervisor.
And if you look at the prior 2 years, in 2012, the city got $634,000. Last year they got $1 million. So why are we going getting 50-some thousand? I'd just like to know. And I know that they're looking into it, but we really need to look at the amended certificate again and knock it down.
Dr. Keeper, you had a question.
Yeah, I was wondering if we knew if the $57,000 was one payment, so if it's a monthly payment.
Monthly payment. And what I think is happening is that's coming in over the counter when people come into the city and actually come and pay. Because I think this month was about $10,000.
Okay.
So it's just so much every month. Whoever, you know.
And again, we'll provide an update for you, certainly the next meeting.
Couple other things. In packet, you can see the aging report. It's
Okay. Staple, separate.
stapled.
Red.
Oh, okay, one other thing, Eunice just reminded me. On page 6,
Going back.
yes,
Page
please.
6, okay.
Fund 2260, CDBG revenues. We're about 534,000 behind there as to where the estimate we thought we were going to be at this time of the year. So those revenues are slow to come in because we need someone in there to request the revenues.
Quick, can I give you a little insight? CDBG, Community Development Block Grant Funds, are provided to the city by the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Okay.
Every year, there has to be a community action plan, an action plan passed by the city. It's developed by the administration, it's passed by city council, then it's forwarded, then that money is available. We recently, as a city, just completed the process about a month ago for this year's funds. So the process that was completed a month ago, meaning the complete passage of the action plan for 2014, that money cannot be received by the city until the action plan is passed. So it was done about a month ago. HUD usually reviews it for a month. They usually approve it. And then after that, we'll start receiving it. So it's one of, when we say that there are timing issues with regard to these grants, that is one of the timing issues.
So we'll get the monies that have been spent.
Is there still, I don't want to call it initiative. Is there a question as to whether HUD will grant the city of East Cleveland the ability to do drawdowns? I thought there was an issue.
No issue.
There's no issue. I thought at one point they were looking at
One
the
point.
County.
No. It's been resolved.
Okay. Okay, then we'll be looking forward to seeing those revenues.
Me too. Okay, the aging report. This was done last week. It looks like this. It's stapled. It's about, I don't know, 12, 13 pages. It's part of your packet near the back.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We were out last week and did the payable search again. And as of July 17th, the city is just shy of $2 million in payables. Of that $2 million, though, Kaiser represents about $741,000, and then Rumpke's $123,000. We had payment plans set up for both of those. So far, we're paying Rumpke, but Kaiser, we're not. So we're just shy of $2 million in payables. The next couple pages in your packet are cash flow statements. And we've been working very closely with the finance director. One is for June and one is for July. They look like this. Should be the very last couple sheets in your packet.
Yes.
The first column of numbers is the estimate of what we helped work with Jack on, saying what expenditures priority are for June and what revenues are coming in the door. The next column is what actually happened, and then there's a difference column. So in expenditures, pretty darn close. We paid payroll, we paid some medical claims, paid Rumpke, a few electric bills, gas bills, phone bills, and any other ones for people that emergency monies right away. The next revenues, we've got more revenue than we anticipated, which was a nice surprise. More income tax from Rita than we thought, and some more grant revenues that weren't anticipated. That's near the bottom. So, even so, I mean, we kind of just, whatever revenues there are the expenditures that are being made. But I do want to caution, we haven't paid the administrator for healthcare since May, so we owe May and June. And some prescription things, well, actually that one was paid. So our health benefits administrator hasn't been paid for a couple months. And then July is the next page. And again, this is just estimate because, of course, we're not done with the month. But we gave this to Jack, and then he kind of fills in, he and Jana work on like what actually was received and what actually was spent. So as monies become available, bills are definitely paid. Just wanted to share that this is something that we do with finance every month. And finally, just a couple things. We know that August is a 3-pay month, and we have a concern that the city won't be able to make all 3 payrolls in August. It's been, I mean, you see the cash flow. We're making the 2, but it's been tight to make the 2. There's 3 pays in August, so we definitely have a concern. Cash just isn't there, and that's kind of why this camera money really is sticking in my craw, because I mean that's $400,000 that we're short of it. What happened? Or why are we not getting the revenue? We just have a concern, and I just want to let you know that. It's the same. We're going to this payroll.
I was going to say,
it's just a fact.
it's inevitable.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. And I've pretty much known this for months now. There's no way that you can make 3 pays. That's over $1 million in revenue that you need.
And we're not
Just
just
no way. No way. And you can't sugarcoat it. It is what it is. And right now I feel sorry for everyone that is working for the city that's not going to get paid when they expect it. Maybe to make them feel better, they can get a ride in that new Durango.
anything else? Nothing from me.
Any questions?
Oh, Sharon, one other thing. I wanted to, if we could ask please if Jack could say a few words about a couple of things, about the finance director.
Sure,
Say a couple
absolutely.
of things. Yeah. Jack.
How are you?
How are you? The only comment that I wanted to make was I had hoped that the note borrowing was going to be on the commission's agenda for today. We've sort of put together a tentative schedule, because there's a whole other process that we have to go through. And it's going to be a very tight schedule, and you just heard about the cash shortage. And my hope was that the commission would act on this application for the note borrowing as soon as possible because of cash problem.
We do intend to, we just are not prepared at this meeting to do so. And I'd ask for later in this meeting, if we can get our calendars together and come to a quick, I shouldn't say quick, this is a very serious thing that we will be discussing, but I would like a quick turnaround in our next meeting. Yes.
I think that some of my council and myself seen any economic plan of how we're going to pay this money back. And let me say this because I don't need a piece of paper to tell me what you reminded us of in the last meeting and the meeting before that. You said, Madam Chair, that if you follow and monitor the recovery plan, and as the money comes in, you pay your bill and stick to the plan, you should be coming out all right, and you got 8 years to do it. But it seems that